special show on CNN IB, and I'm Rajiv Masand. Now, to talk to us about their new film, the romantic slice of life film, Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani, we have with us in the studio today the leading man and leading lady of the film, Ranbir Kapoor and Deepika Padukone. Guys, it's such a pleasure to have you in the studio here with us today. You know, let me start by asking you, aside from the fact that this was your friend Ayan Mukherjee offering you this film, what was it about this story that made you go, I want to do this?
I've worked with Ayan in yjhd, so I kind of knew him as a director, as a person. He became one of my closest friends. And one day he came to me and just briefly told me about the world of this film, the characters, the kind of nuance that he wants to approach with this film. And I think that was very appealing to me. And I believe that if I work with him, it will only add to my growth as an actor.
Okay.
So I think that was the simple enough reason for me to do this film.
Okay. Deepika?
A large part of it had to do with the fact that I had watched him and Ayan work together on Wake Up Sid.
Right.
And through that process itself, it's somewhere I had, as an actor, made up my mind that if he had ever offered me a film, I'd love to work with him, because somewhere I feel like he would make the kind of stories or make the kind of films that I would like to be a part of. And then Yeh Jawaani happened. He took me out for dinner once and he said he was writing Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani with me in mind. And I mean, I was always sure that I wanted to work with him. He kind of took me through the one line of the film.
Sure.
But I was on board even before, like there was no, both of us, like there was no bound script. It's not like we read the script and said, okay, now we're on.
Sure.
I think for both of us, it comes from trusting our director and knowing that he'll make a good film. And I also felt that it was the right film for Ranbir and me to come together.
Okay. From the trailer, it looks like this is a coming-of-age film on one level. It's about, you know, your experiences and the person it makes you. Naina, from what it appears, goes from this shy, straight-laced girl to someone who lets her hair down and enjoys herself. And Bunny looks like this cool guy who doesn't enjoy these attachments to becoming this guy who falls hard in love. I have to ask, has there been experiences in your life that you feel have matured you?
I think two experiences in particular have changed me as a person. One is when I went to New York for, to a film school. I think that's where, more than, going to a school and learning about films, it's just the exposure that I got. Living alone, you get responsible, you meet people from different countries, different cultures, you gain a little bit of confidence.
Right.
And I think the second, of course, would be assisting Mr. Bansali on Black. I think that's when I really got passionate about filmmaking, and that was the trigger point in my life to really pursue acting. Before, I just wanted to become an actor because I didn't want to study, and that was the only reason. So yeah, but that really changed my perception about films and acting.
Not good advice to a whole room full of students. Deepika?
For me, I think it would be moving to Bombay. At a very young age, I started working, and I tried very hard for a very long time to sort of be based in Bangalore and still do. I hadn't started films at that point. I was still modeling. I just started modeling.
Right.
So I used to travel a lot to Bombay. But I think eventually the shift is what sort of taught me a lot, because I not only had to learn how to deal with a new industry, with new people, but also a new city. And Mumbai as a city is very, very different from Bangalore, and the lifestyle, the people, setting up home, having to run your own home. So all of that has really sort of taught me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ranbir, I want to ask you, how much of your decision to do or not do a certain film is based on your fans and the audience and what they want to see you do? So do you really just go by instinct then?
I think the selection process, for me, the last 2 years, actually I've selected people more than the scripts and the characters. I think having the opportunity to get to work with Imtiaz Ali, Anurag Basu, Ayan again, working with Anurag Kashyap now. So these are people I want to work with. These are directors who I believe are good filmmakers. They'll add so much to me. So I haven't really selected scripts, so I can't take the credit of being having a good knack of picking scripts. That's left to luck. I think where my fans are concerned, to kind of you can't take yourself for granted, your job for granted. So I think the only thing that you can do is work hard, work honestly, and give it your best. And I think that's what they really want.
Should we find out though what they want to see you do?
Yeah.
What do you guys want to see Ranbir do next?
Comedy.
Don't you think so?
Action? Yeah, but I always say that jab tak body banti nahi hai, action kar nahi sakta. Horror, yeah, horror is something I want to do. Well, I'm doing a film called Besharam, which is like similar to the Ajab genre.
Okay.
It's action, comedy, entertaining film. So yeah, that should be that. But action, yeah, that's something when I want to do. Nobody offers me action films, I guess.
You know, punch one bad guy and, you know, 10 go fly.
But I do have that reality check that if I punch a guy and he won't fly 10 feet away because it won't look convincing. So my action, if I punch him, he has to fall down there. And I have to do this to my hand. You know,
Okay, we've got two fans, Sandeep and Nikita, who've got a little surprise for you. And then hopefully you'll join them in as well. Sandeep and Nikita.
Kalki is really pretty. And that's all I have to say about her. She's rude and she, like just behind she says she hates my jacket and it's atrocious.
Yeah,
Both
I
of them
don't
were
like her jacket.
Yeah. So
but
she's always rude.
I'm, you know, I don't judge people on that.
Okay, welcome back to our special show with the cast of Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani. It gives me great pleasure now to introduce Kalki and Aditya Roy Kapur, who also joined us. Aditya, let me ask you, when I spoke to Ayan Mukherjee a few weeks ago, he said that every time he had to shoot a scene with Ranbir and you in it, it was hell for him. You guys wouldn't stop mucking about even for a minute. I'm guessing this wasn't a hard film to make.
It was not a hard film to make in that sense. He was a hard guy to work with because he likes to enjoy himself on set, which is not a bad thing.
And you're very disciplined.
I'm very disciplined, you see.
He's in character.
I come to set trying to be in character. And he takes me out of it very quickly. So if I've given a bad performance, it's because of Ranbir.
Kalki, there's a bit in the film's trailer where you slap Aditya Roy Kapur.
Yes.
That was real.
Yeah, that was not planned.
And that couldn't have been a scene that just required one take, obviously.
No, obviously.
Surely you had
and
to
Ayan loved
get
it
that
so
right.
much that he was like, make sure it's as hard a slap, It has to be as good as the first one. And the first one was a spontaneous one, so I couldn't control it.
Yeah.
So after that, I had to
I
keep
think I
it.
didn't share my omelette sandwich in the morning or something. So let me get back at him. Like.
When we spoke to Ayan last, he said that there was a lot of bonding happening pretty much between the four of you. He wasn't included because he was too busy shooting this film. But can you talk about, what life was like off set? I mean, when you all were not on set in the evenings.
I think through the making of this film, we went to places like Manali, Kashmir, Udaipur. We were hanging out, we were going out, we were doing our thing. We were in the room playing Scrabble sometimes. We were trekking mountains. She was skinny dipping in ponds and
Not
lakes
quite.
around the mountains.
Likes to spice it up.
Aditya was living in chicken in his room. Deepika was mothering everyone. So I think everyone's personality was exactly how we are in life, and we just kind of blended and mixed with each other well.
I have to ask, when you're making this kind of movie, I've asked you this and you've said that it's not fun, but when you're making this kind of movie, what we see on screen, the fun that we see on screen, is the set as much fun as it looks when we're watching the film or when we're watching the trailer?
It depends on the mood of the scene. And making movies is hard.
How stressed your director must be.
Yeah, he stretches us actually. It's not that he's stressed, and he likes us to be in character. Okay. So whenever Aditya, Kalki, Deepika and me are talking and laughing, and he's working hard and he sees us, he goes and fires each of us individually. That you guys should be in character and you're not focused. And then suddenly after 5 minutes I go and talk to Adi, and Adi goes, get away, get away, get away. Ayan's looking at me. Leave me alone.
And also, Ayan is a strong believer in the theory that pain makes better art.
Yeah.
So he really...
You have to sacrifice a bit of life.
The more you suffer, the more pain you go through, the more it'll show, the more beauty will show.
And it's not like we were really
in
having a party every day. There were hard days. There were days where we were bored with each other also, and we were sitting in a line and nobody was talking to each other. And we were comfortable with that also. It's not that everything was forced conversation.
Like school
yeah, so it, like...
That's the key. You don't feel like you have to say something.
Yeah.
That means that we were comfortable enough to just be ourselves,
Right. Okay, I want to now introduce you to 3 winners. These are 3 winners who participated in the Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani contest. You know because you picked these 3 winners. We asked contestants basically to enter their wildest or the boldest things they've ever done during their Jawani. These are the winners. We've got these 3 winning entries. Let's take a look at those entries first, and then I'll introduce you to all 3 of the winners.
Hello friends, my name is Rajiv Dani. I really had a crush on this girl from my college. So what I did, I wrote a handwritten poem for her And when she read it, she started smiling, and at the same time she was crying. So yeah, that was the craziest thing I've done.
From riding a cycle rickshaw to a bullet, taking dip in the freezing waters of Pangong Say in Leh, from crazy holy parties to being the weightlifter amongst my friends. There are a million crazy things I have done, and I hope to continue doing a million more. Cause Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani.
Hi friends, this is Sahil Ajmera. I was in school, I liked the teacher very much. She was very beautiful, so instead of taking the studies in picture, I used to take her in picture, and that's why I foxed my friends doing mischief so that she could call me and I could spend more time with her. While my friends laughed at me saying that you don't have any reputation, but I used to laugh at them because I get the chance to meet my favorite teacher. That was my craziest Jawaani moment.
Let me now introduce you to Sahil Ajmera, Pragati Kumar and Rajiv Dani. These are the three winners who the two of you picked.
Congratulations.
All three of the winners win Nokia Lumia 520 phones. I suppose it's only fair to ask you what has been the boldest, wildest things that you've done during your Jawaani?
Let's start with Adi.
I failed my sixth. Yeah. I was a crazy kid. I used to do lots of weird things. I used to wake up at 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, I should be precise, to watch cartoons till 7. At 7, I used to get a stomachache. At 9, I used to be fine. I used to run around the whole day. I was a mad child.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was like about 6 years old, I ran away from home. I packed my lunchbox and I put like 5 rupee note and a couple of sweets and things. And I left for the whole day until it was really dark. And I came back home thinking my parents will be like, because it started raining and I was hungry, so I came back home. And I thought my parents would be really like upset and, call the police and all that. And they just slapped me and said, why are you late for dinner? So,
Suddenly I feel really boring, I have to say. Deepika?
For me, it would be about 3 years ago when I started skydiving and scuba diving. For my personality type and what I used to be, to doing that for me was a big jump.
Scary?
No.
Do you have a story, Ranbir?
Well, I was a naughty kid in school. I used to do a bunch of things, but I had this obsession of using fridge doors as swing. So I used to stand and just keep swinging, and those fridges kept breaking.
Clearly you were a light kid.
Yeah, no, but kept breaking. I was actually quite a chubby kid.
You used to hold on to the door
and swing.
swing from the inside.
Yeah, from the inside.
Oh.
So I've broken a lot of fridge doors.
Did you get into trouble with your dad?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. When you meet on a film and you spend a couple of months together making a film, it's a great opportunity to hang out and get to know each other. I have to ask, do these relationships last?
Well, with this film, I would really like to, because I think I've really met like-minded people. I think we are, we have similar goals, passions, things we like, movies, sports with Adi, and I've really connected, with this mad person out here, and and through the making of this movie, he signed Ashiki. Ashiki released. It's done so well. It's like the the first blockbuster of the year.
Right.
And I'm going to to places promoting with him, and I can see his fan following, how he's taking this success. And I think it's really, it feels nice. It feels great. And like, he looks at me and he says, "What should I do?" And so I hope I can maintain this friendship. But yeah, you do get caught up with your life. You probably move on to your next film. Then there are the other 100 set of people who you live your next 200 days with. Then you make new friends. But there's certain people you do carry on with, like Ayan's my friend.
Right.
Kalki is really pretty. And that's all I have to say about her. I don't like her as a person. She's very...
You want to continue to know these guys?
She's very mean to me. She's rude, and she, just behind, she says she hates my jacket and it's atrocious.
Yeah,
Both
I
of them
don't
were
like your jacket.
Yeah. So
But
she's always rude.
I don't judge people on that.
But you did judge me out there.
No, it wasn't a judgment. I'm very honest.
Okay.
And actually, I would love to be friends with all three of you, but I think it is hard because everybody's so busy. I mean, it's impossible to say what happens.
It can desensitize you in a way.
Sure.
So it's important to make yourself realize sometimes that this is actually someone I would want to connect with,
Right.
because you're in the habit of losing touch almost.
Right.
That's the nature of the job.
Sure.
Yeah.
Finally I have to ask you.
Started saying
Very
profound.
Jewish.
I didn't know this side of you.
What are you hoping will resonate with the audience? It's a young film. It's about young protagonists. It's a slice of life film. There is a romance going on in the film. What are you hoping the audience will take away when they go into the cinemas?
I think relatability, with the love story, with the friendship, with their family. What I think Ayan really wants is people to actually identify themselves in each character.
Right.
Probably everyone has been there, where Bunny, Adi, Avi and Naina have been. and really have a good time at the cinema.
This is what I felt at the end of watching the movie. You feel a lot of love and warmth, and I hope that the audience also takes that, takes a bit of that back with them.
Sure.
Actually, true to life, like how we were saying that, life takes over and we don't have time. This film is about taking that time out with the friends that matter.
Everyone can relate with like the stories of these 4 people because everyone's been at this stage in life, growing up,
That's right.
doing all these things. The things that you go through after you've passed that age of 22, 23, when you have to deal with life and what your friendships go through and all the rest of it.
Kalki, why don't you give that pitch of yours?
It has to come from inside.
It's not coming?
It's coming, it's coming.
Come on, just try. Just let it come. Adi, come on.
It's that kind of film where it
right.
goes from your head to your heart.
To the heart. And
Yeah, but yeah, basically, everything comes from inside and goes out, We tend to sort of see life as this big sort of whirling whirlpool, and there's all these things constantly happening. There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's life, there's phones, there's this, there's that, and we have no time to stop and just listen. Listen to the river and listen to the stream and listen to people talking.
the realm of...
It's not happening.
Well, if we get to see half this sort of chemistry and half of this fun on screen, I think we'll be happy. Am I right to say? Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here, the 4 of you. Thank you for being a terrific audience. But
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
you don't come to CNN IBN and not get on the floor and shake a leg. So we're going to play the strains of Balam Pichkari. You're going to hear it.